Origins of individual shadow selves. The matter-form body we have embodied as an angelic human being began on the Earth's fifth-dimensional future timeline. The future planet Tara is the true origin of the current prototype for the human tribes on the Earth. The angelic human prototype on Tara was incredibly genetically advanced and was designed to embody and hold all of the universal genetic library, as well as have direct communication links with the celestial management structures and other star civilizations. Other civilizations wanted to interbreed or hybridize with these new God creator bodies called Terrans, and the blending with non-humans created genetic diversity in such ways that began to fragment and fracture the consciousness body of the human species. Alien hybridization and eugenic programs are still very active today in the current enslavement agendas, as the same entities are attempting to steal or crack the God Creator DNA codes found within the angelic human body, are still working on using human DNA as a consciousness weapon against our species. The planet Tara was originally inhabited by godlike humans designed to be the guardians of the universal genetic library. Thus, collectively, we held the jewel in the crystal heart of the entire universal body. When Tara fell, our sacred crystal heart would be shattered, and the angelic human species would be forced to return to incarnate upon the earth in the lowest density during the Dark Ages in order to begin the long process of reclaiming and healing our original human DNA. During the ending evolutionary cycles on Tara, conflicts erupted within those Melchizedek factions that desired guardianship over the spiritual power of the blue flame and decided to appoint themselves as the keepers of the blue flame. As self-appointed blue flame keepers, these groups started experimenting with directing the planetary core staff with the blue flame to achieve certain objectives, often utilizing planned strategic methods in order to gain power over others. The six-dimensional wing holders of the patriarchal Melchizedek faction violated their agreements with the Palladorian Covenant through power abuses when they unleashed chaotic underworld forces and then used them as a weapon to infiltrate the Egyptian Ceres culture on Tara. The Egyptian Ceres human tribe acted as the rod and staff holders that synthesized the unity code between the 12 tribes in order to hold the universal tribal shield. This power grab made by the patriarchal Melchizedeks contributed to the ultimate destruction of the planet Tara and the disintegration of the vertical blue flame staff. As a result, these Melchizedek groups were destined to incarnate on the earth repeatedly as the Hebrews, in which they would be required to make amends to heal these DNA distortions from the wing trauma in the sixth-dimensional and seventh-dimensional wing architecture, and thus learn their spiritual lessons about abuses of power through the evolution cycles on the earth. Some of those in the seventh-dimensional wing violet flame holder group became known as the Ascended Masters that are promoted in the New Age materials. The architectural timeline damage generated from the destruction of the six-dimensional wing as a result of the Terran blue flame staff disintegration required frequency seals and barriers to contain the field distortions, which generated further anomalies in the angelic human light body template. This distortion directly impacted the functioning of the heart chakra, placing a separation between the mental body, the conscious mind awareness, and the astral layers of the heart center. Essentially, the mental body and the heart center were divided in such way that the conscious mind was not easily made aware of the contents of the heart, spiritual centers, and vice versa. This original timeline for wing trauma is very heightened during this time, as many awakening indigos are working to rebuild their light body wings with the recent planetary plasma activations by reconfiguring themselves to hold the correct positioning for the building wings 60-70 herogamic initiation. The wing trauma in the architecture caused the split in the astral identity. The astral soul layer split into a lower layer and a higher layer. This astral body split generated chaotic emotional energies that remained unconsciously expressed as autonomic system impulses, in which the individual was unaware or unable to control these impulses. When these negative emotions accumulated into aberrant patterns that remained uncleared and unresolved, this content grossly exaggerated the most primitive and animalistic of the instinctual impulses. Over generations, this lower astral body formed into a repository for accumulative emotional aberrance and traumatic experiences, which in turn forms into the shadow selves and the pain body that are connected to the light body. It is the shadow selves which contribute to an assortment of pain body problems, such as exacerbating uncontrollable subconscious reactions and addiction tendencies, as the unaware individual seeks inner relief from the built-up tension and emotional anxiety that is held in the shadow selves. The ego personality tends to want to escape facing the harsher truths in the reality, wants to escape the sensation of pain. This avoids resolving emotional conflicts and negative emotions by putting up subconscious blocks. This greatly contributes to the phenomena of a lack of self-awareness, which then forms into mental states of cognitive dissonance that are very common today.